West Bank, 30%, one of the highest in the world. As a result, checkpoints have gone down, things have got easier to allow goods to move, greater trade from Israel and the West Bank. It's very successful. The abandoning your call for violence, discouraging, making the Palestinian security forces work to a greater efficacy against terror groups in the West Bank leads to better situation for both Israelis and Palestinians. There's one thing the PA is still doing, and that's incitement. This is a huge problem, especially for Palestinian schoolchildren, who from a young age are taught that the protocols of the Elders of Zion, a document purporting to be written by Jews to decide world domination, is a legitimate document. They are taught that Jews are pigs and that Christians are apes. Incitement has to stop. This is ultimately necessary. The Golan Heights mentioned is bizarre. Before Israel captured the Golan in 40 years ago, the everyday farmers down in the Galilee and the valleys would be shot by Syrian snipers. They would be murdered. The idea that you would give back this crucial military asset to a side which is not only has killed your people in the past and shown no discrepancy about killing civilians, but has promised to do so in the future is insanity. The war, the so-called apartheid war, as it's referred to, has and suicide bombings. This was the first 10 years. You know, the suicides today was shocking. I said first 10 years, suicide bombings have gone down, I believe, over 92% since the war was created. To quabble over a few metres of land when you are saving so many lives on both sides as peace concerning the West Bank, well, is extraordinary. It's something you can't argue is not useful. Finally, I'd like to draw attention to the treatment of Palestinians in Arab lands. I believe this is a genuine obstacle to peace. In Israel, we have there's Arabs in the Supreme Court, there are Arab judges elsewhere, there are Arabs in the military, very high in the command, there are Arab politicians, there are Arabs in the cabinet, there's been an Arab Miss Israel, the Eurovision contest, with an Arab represented Israel. It's an extraordinary thing. In Lebanon, they're denied access to all forms of healthcare, education, and others who work in certain jobs, they're kept in refugee camps. I think if the Arabs really wanted the Palestinian success, they would have to demonstrate that the treatment of them in their own country to be somewhat different. I don't believe, until the Arabs actually want peace, the Arab states, the Arab dictators show that they want peace, that anything can possibly happen.
Well, I just need some time, as the other has. I'd like to say that it's within this short debate, it was the hardest for me to debate Mr. Murray, but he was the easiest to debunk in terms of the allegations and the lies he said within all this debate. He was speaking about Hamas and having no partner, but he should go back some years back, when Hamas was not in the power, when Yasser Arafat was negotiating with you, when Abu Mazen was negotiating with you in an Annapolis agreement, and you have clear from that. You didn't speak about Oslo Accords and about Netanyahu when he came after Rabin was killed, after Beres, and he didn't do anything. He didn't pull out from many cities he was due to do. Hamas was not there. Why you didn't make peace? That's a simple question. Because simply, Israel is not interested in peace. Having lived in the Middle East, having experienced all these traumas, me, my family, and everyone around me, I don't think that would be a very close solution. I'm very pessimistic about that. Israel is neither interested in a one-state solution, because this would bring it down. The demographic balance would go for the Palestinians. Israel would never accept this. About two-state solution, it would never be implemented, because Israelis have stolen all the land in the West Bank. There is nothing to negotiate about even. The solution that maybe, jokingly, that would be accepted by Mr. Murray, and he's working, as you know, for the Cohesion Center for this integration. I call it integration. He might accept to bring some more, let's say, 7 million Muslims, Palestinians, bring those in the Gaza Strip, in the West Bank, those in the refugee camps, bring them here in Britain, and through his center, he will have some very creative and philosophical ideas to deal with. Because I see, practically speaking, Israel is not interested. Anyway, those people should be consulted. They should go back if they want, or they should be compensated if they want. seeing all this peace process and all these rounds and rounds and rounds and rounds of negotiations, I could clearly tell you that Israel are not interested in peace. If they are interested in peace again, why they didn't make it with Arafat? Why they didn't make it with Bashar al-Assad, for example? There's no Hamas in Syria. Why they didn't give up the Golan Heights for Syria? This shows that Israel is not interested in peace with any party. Israel knows that peace means we have to give up lands, and Israel is not ready to give up lands. Thanks.
I'm so sorry, but it'd be very, very brief. The Oslo Accords. If you would like to come back, I'll cede my time. Just very quickly, the Oslo Accords didn't happen that way. At Oslo, Arafat, who had been a terrorist, who had been trying to annihilate, after all, the Jewish state for his whole adult life, Arafat was offered things that I think now are not going to be on the table, sadly. But at Oslo, he was offered, among other things, he was offered 98% of what he wanted. And among other things, he was offered a division of Jerusalem, which I think is not a desirable thing. But he was offered all of this. What did Arafat do? He did what Arafat always did. He walked away. He missed the opportunity. This is a total misreading of history. And as for this issue of expulsion, which state in the world in recent decades has been the one who's expelled most Palestinians? There are none. Kuwait. After the 1990 invasion by Iraq, there was only one authority government in the world stupid enough to back Saddam Hussein, and that was, of course, Yasser Arafat, who never missed an opportunity to miss an opportunity. And as a result, when the Kuwaiti government got its state back, it expelled every Palestinian from Kuwaiti territory. Now, pardon me, but if we're hearing 6 decades on all of this stuff about the right to return between the 1940s, why not them? There's a reason. Because when Israel does it, it interests certain people.
As I earlier said, it was the hardest to debate, but again the easiest to debunk. He just told us some mistakes when he said that in Oslo agreement there were 99% of the land were offered to Arafat. That's a lie, man. Could you tell them what happened? This was not happened in Oslo. This happened, according to the Israelis, in Camp David, when Barack and Clinton were in the office. So you've told us a mistake. This shows us that we should not believe in your view and what you say, because you tell us mistakes.
Okay, has anyone from the floor got any questions? Okay.
We've been waiting for about 5 minutes.
Yes, you.
Okay, well, you both mentioned the position of Orthodox Jews in the question, which I think is quite interesting, given that we're analyzing quite extreme case. Well, you mentioned, some of you mentioned that Orthodox Jews are not supportive of Israel, of Palestine.
Can I just clarify to speak that we're talking about political objectives, not religious objectives? So if this
They have political objectives.
If this gave you a religious question,
Well, I also have to tell you that some Orthodox Jews, there are different views. Argue that Israel should be dismantled. That the land should be given to Palestinians. So I should tell you that there are different views amongst Orthodox Jews. So you cannot just generalize and say that Orthodox Jews are for the preservation of the state of Israel. That is
which were the question directed towards which side?
well, I was quite making.
Okay, so yes.
I agree. I was refuting the generalisation. I'm saying that not all Orthodox Jews. I understand it could have been speaking, but I don't know. The point is that there is a great deal of diversity in the society, and that the majority of Orthodox Jews do not want to destroy any homes or dreams or Palestinian state. The majority of the ultra-Orthodox side of the question, there are different, again, balances. In terms of ultra-Orthodox Jews against Israel, anti-Zionist Jews, the tiny segment of Carter, who are despicable people. They, of course, went to Ahmadinejad's Holocaust denial conference, and only 5-6 weeks ago, the head, Aaron Cohen, here in the UK, was due to speak at the Palestine Solidarity Campaign, the LSE. And I think this sums up the emotive, visceral rhetoric and nature by which the PSA pursue their objectives. Aaron Cohen is not a Holocaust denier. He believes the Holocaust victims deserved it. And this is the kind of people we're dealing with. So I don't care what.
Okay, moving on.
If this debate is not going to be chaired properly, I'm just going to just talk over.
If you want to undermine the role of the chair, you can leave, but please try and stick to the running, and we're going to let everyone try and speak appropriately and in turn, and make sure it's fair and balanced. So please, go ahead.
One of my concerns, and my concern this morning, is the ranting and the raving that we sometimes get from Douglas Murray. He's proud of it, and he does it often, particularly on Question Time or Newsnight.
Can we please just cut out the personal side that's going on? The debate is about Israel and whether
Let me finish. I think it's quite important that we talk about the issue, and you raise the issue in relation to the Orthodox Jews. You know, anyone who saw the Louis Theroux programme in relation to settlements and read into the settlement land and talking, I don't know if many of you saw it here, will see some of the outrageous comments and views that were taken part with those who are living on settlements. And there are now many thousands that are living there. And they have a political party, and it is the politics that I'm talking about. They have a political party. Those are the people that I have concerns with. Let's not try, and I think it may have been a misunderstanding of what I was saying. I certainly wasn't casting all the light on all the Jews. But there are a particular right-wing, ultra-Orthodox, Jewish orthodoxy that does not believe in the right of Palestine to exist. And they do have a very strong dominant power within the coalition government. That's what I was talking about.
Okay, thank you. We're now going to move on to the ending speeches of all of the speakers, and then we'll have more, and then we'll open the discussion to the floor. So we're going to go in reverse order from the opening speeches. The first speaker is going to be Mr. Samin Habib, please. Thank you.
As you know, we've been debating here for almost, I don't know, more than an hour. You've seen what the other friends here have said.